Welcome everyone to the Golden Age Club. Today I'm going to reveal a secret that our bodies usually hide very well. After the age of 60, our muscles start quietly packing up and leaving home. Medicine calls this sarcopenia, which sounds fancy, but in plain words it just means your muscles are going on early retirement before you're ready. And no, this is not some Hawaii vacation. It means the body slowly weakens. Getting up and sitting down becomes harder, and even a short walk to the market can feel like hiking a mountain. Sounds scary already, right? But wait, there's more. When muscles get weak, we don't just lose the look of strength, we also lose balance easily. One fall can mean broken bones, and suddenly you've earned yourself a VIP card at the hospital. I often joke with my patients that falling after 60 is nothing like falling at 20. At 20, you trip, dust yourself off, and still go grab a beer with friends. At 60, one fall might reward you with a cast, a cane, or worse, a wheelchair. But hold on, don't get depressed just yet. Here's the good news. Muscle loss after 60 is not a hopeless game over. In fact, we can slow it down or even reverse it with the right strategy. Muscles haven't abandoned you forever. They're just sulking because you've been skipping workouts, eating poorly, and stressing too much. Show them some care and consistency, and they'll come back to work. Think of your muscles like a plant in your garden. If you ignore it, forget to water or fertilize, it will wither and eventually disappear. But if you give it enough water, hydration, proper nutrients, protein, vitamins, and daily sunshine, exercise, it will bloom again. Just don't expect muscles to grow back by praying. Prayer is good for the soul, but muscles need dumbbells and chicken breast. Many people believe, oh, getting weak is just part of aging. Sorry, that idea is as outdated as a Nokia brick phone. Age is indeed a thief of muscle, but if we lock the door with healthy habits, that thief can't steal much. There are folks in their 70s and 80s who still hit the gym, run marathons, and are fitter than young guys who sit around gaming and living on instant noodles. The truth is, muscle loss affects more than just your appearance. It quietly sabotages your whole system. With less muscle, your bones take more load and become brittle. Circulation slows down, metabolism drags, and even your heart feels the strain. In short, weak muscles don't just weaken your arms and legs, they can weaken your heart too. But here's what you must remember. It's never too late to start. Some ask me, Doc, I'm already 65, is there any point in exercising? And I say, as long as you can laugh at that question, you can still train. Sure, you won't be lifting 100 kilos like a 20-year-old, but light weights, resistance bands, brisk walking, yoga, or even choosing stairs over elevators are all powerful ways to fight back against muscle loss. And let's not forget nutrition. Getting enough protein is like pouring cement into your muscle construction site. Imagine building a house with no cement. Those bricks won't last long. Seniors should focus on fish, lean meats, eggs, dairy, soy, and top it off with vitamin D, calcium, and omega-3 so that bones and muscles work together like best friends. One last gentle reminder, health is not something you can keep postponing. If you don't start today, tomorrow you might find yourself sitting on the sofa, regretting, with a cane by your side. But if you begin now, even with silver hair, your muscles can still stage a strong comeback. So my final message is simple. After 60, your muscles might want to retire, but if you care for them properly, they'll happily renew a long-term contract with your body. And trust me, living strong, steady, and confidently step by step, that is the most valuable prize of aging you could ever have. All right, let's talk about why muscles get grumpy after 60. Don't worry, I won't make it sound like a dry medical textbook. I'll translate it into everyday language so it's easier to remember. First culprit, and it's one you know very well. Being lazy with movement. That's right, the less you move, the faster your muscles go on strike. Muscles are like office workers. If you don't give them tasks, they'll sit around scrolling Facebook, and eventually they'll get so bored they quit. When we skip strength training, muscles start thinking, guess I'm not needed anymore, and they shrink away. That's why strolling around is nice, but to keep muscles, you need resistance exercises, like challenges that remind them they still matter. Next up, poor sleep and stress. Many people think lack of sleep just makes you tired with dark circles. But actually, sleeping too little is like forcing your body to run a marathon all night with no break. Muscles need sleep to repair and rebuild. If you keep them awake, of course they'll get cranky and weak. And stress? That's like an invisible grinder wearing you down daily. Older folks often stress about kids, money, or family, which makes cortisol, the stress hormone, shoot up. And cortisol? Oh, it hates muscles. It breaks them down as fast as hackers crash a computer. Another reason, hormones dropping. When we're young, we've got testosterone, growth hormone, like a team of superheroes protecting muscle. But with age, those superheroes retire, leaving the battlefield to father time. The result? Weaker muscles and bones. If your body were a company, hormones would be the managers. Once the managers retire, the employees, muscles, lose direction. And soon the whole team falls apart. Then there's a protein-poor diet, which is like building a house but forgetting to buy bricks. Your body needs high-quality protein daily to maintain and repair muscles. But many older folks eat plain rice with sesame salt, sip weak tea, and skip breakfast. That leaves muscles without materials, like giving a construction worker just a teaspoon and telling him to build a mansion. Good luck with that. And here's one sneaky cause most people overlook: not drinking enough water. Muscles need water to run smoothly, just like a car needs oil. Without it, they tire easily, cramp up, and act like faulty wiring. Older adults often avoid drinking water to skip bathroom trips, but that just leaves their bodies as dry as the Sahara. And you know what? Nothing grows in a desert, not even muscles. So in short, losing muscle isn't some unavoidable fate. It's mostly the result of lifestyle habits gone wrong. Laziness, poor sleep, nutrient gaps, hormone decline, and dehydration all gang up into a muscle destruction alliance. But once we understand the causes, we're already halfway to fighting back. And believe me, muscles are like old friends. No matter how long they've been sulking, call them the right way, show them proper care, and they'll gladly come back. Ladies and gentlemen, now we've come to the juiciest part, the solutions and strategies to rescue those muscles after 60. Picture your muscles like a tree in the garden. Leave it alone and it withers. But give it some water, fertilizer, and a little pruning, and boom, it's green and thriving again. The good news is, unlike gray hair, once it's gray, good luck turning it back. Muscles can actually come back to life if we take proper care. And here's the little pocket guide I want to share with you. First, let's talk protein. People often call protein the building blocks of muscle, but I like to think of it as a juicy steak your muscles are begging for. Without protein, muscles get flimsy like a mud house in the rain. After 60, the need for protein actually goes up, around 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight. Don't think protein is just for bodybuilders. Your muscles still need those bricks to patch up the house that's starting to crumble. Fish, lean meats, eggs, milk, soy, these are your most reliable contractors. And don't forget vitamin D, calcium, and omega-3. They're like the cement, mortar, and paint that keep bones solid, muscles attached, and joints running smoothly. Without them, your body is like a squeaky door, annoying and bound to break sooner or later. Now about exercise. Many people hear strength training and panic. Oh no, at my age I can't lift heavy weights. Relax. Nobody's asking you to haul 50-kilo cement bags. Small dumbbells, resistance bands, or even just wall push-ups and sit-to-stands are enough to let muscles know, hey, you're still on the job. Aim for 2 to 3 sessions per week. Add some balance and flexibility workouts like yoga, tai chi, or brisk walking. And you'll not only strengthen muscles, but also refresh your spirit. I like to joke that yoga is like hitting the reset button on a frozen phone, while brisk walking is like turning on a fan. Suddenly, everything feels light and breezy. Sleep is another battlefield. Muscles rebuild best when you're in deep sleep. Poor sleep is like a factory blackout. Production lines grind to a halt. That's why 7 to 8 quality hours a night is non-negotiable. And remember, stress is the factory saboteur cutting the power supply. When you're anxious, cortisol shoots up, and that hormone is basically a sworn enemy of muscle. So staying positive isn't just feel-good advice. It's a legit scientific strategy for protecting your body. Another key point, Regular health checkups. Don't wait until you're exhausted to see a doctor. Checking bone density, hormone levels, or vitamin D is like routine car maintenance. You don't wait until the engine blows up. You do it so the ride stays smooth. A lot of folks think they're just a little weak, then find out their bones are as thin as rice paper. Early detection means timely solutions. And don't underestimate daily movement. Climbing stairs, gardening, walking to the market, these sound basic, but they're free medicine. Sitting too much turns muscles into old furniture, dusty, stiff, and useless. Daily movement, on the other hand, is like tidying up the house. Everything stays clean, smooth, and ready to go. Finally, let's talk about the power of community. Exercising with friends or joining a club makes it much easier to stick to the habit. Alone, it's easy to quit. With teammates, every workout turns into a fun hangout. Sweat together, laugh together, it all feels lighter. In short, rebuilding muscle after 60 is far from impossible. It's just like tending a garden. Proper nutrition, regular exercise, good rest, and sometimes a little expert advice. Do that and muscles won't just get stronger. They'll make life more active, free, and full of vitality. And remember, it's never too late to start. Plant the seeds today, and you'll be harvesting the rewards tomorrow. So we've come to the end of our journey exploring the story of muscles after 60. It may sound heavy, but really, it's no different from your old motorbike. The longer it runs, the more it needs maintenance. If you ignore it, well, it'll rattle and stall anytime. But if you take good care of it, it'll still run smoothly, just not as fast as when it first came out of the shop. Losing muscle with age is natural, just like gray hair or wrinkles, but the difference is muscles are something we can control, even improve, if we're willing to invest the effort. A lot of people sigh and say, "I'm old now. What's the point of exercising or eating carefully? Just let it be natural." But honestly, natural here means naturally getting weaker, naturally struggling to climb stairs, naturally feeling exhausted just carrying a pot of rice. Sounds reasonable, but living that way is tough. Truth is, with just a few small habit changes, we can keep our bodies strong, move freely, and most importantly, not depend on anyone else. Believe me, the feeling of standing up and walking on your own is even better than winning the lottery. So, what's the secret? First, nutrition. Muscles are like a construction project, and you can't build without bricks and cement. Don't think protein is just for young guys pumping iron at the gym. Older people need protein even more because muscles at that age are like an old house falling apart. Without materials, how do you repair it? Add some vitamin D, calcium, and omega-3 to keep bones solid and joints smooth. To put it simply, those three are like engine oil. Without them, the machine squeaks and wears out quickly. Second, exercise. Working out doesn't mean hauling around 50-kilo weights or running marathons. Simple movements like brisk walking, wall push-ups, lifting light dumbbells, or doing yoga and tai chi are enough. Muscles just need a reminder. Hey, you still have work to do. Sit around all day and they'll think they've actually retired and quit on you. 2 to 3 sessions a week, steady and within your limits, that's enough to make your muscles sign a long-term contract with you. Third, sleep and mindset. Muscles aren't just fed by food and exercise. They recharge when you sleep deeply. If sleep is like a factory, then nighttime is when the busiest production shift happens. And no factory runs well if the power keeps cutting out from stress. Constant stress raises cortisol, and cortisol is a sworn enemy of muscles. Think of stress like that noisy neighbor who keeps disturbing your sleep. To stay strong, you've got to kick that neighbor out by keeping a calm and optimistic mind. Fourth, regular checkups. This is something many people neglect. But really, going for a checkup is like taking your bike for routine maintenance. It helps you spot hidden issues early. Sometimes you feel just a little tired, but then the doctor tells you your bones are as thin as rice paper. Catching problems early means fixing them quickly. Leave it too long, and you might end up on porridge for a month. And finally, don't forget the power of community. Exercising alone can get boring, but with friends, it's a whole different story. Walking together, doing yoga, or joining a sports club not only helps you stick to the routine, but also makes it fun. I like to say training with others is like buying a combo ticket. You get fitness, joy, and a much lower risk of quitting halfway. In short, muscle loss after 60 is not a life sentence. It's just a reminder that our body needs smarter care. With proper nutrition, regular workouts, quality sleep, timely health checkups, and the support of a community, we can absolutely keep our muscles strong, live independently, and stay active. The message I want to leave you with is this: it's never too late to start. Whether you're 60, 70, or beyond, plant the seeds today, and you'll reap the benefits tomorrow. Because health doesn't just come naturally, it's the reward of persistence, and it's the best gift we can give ourselves.